Welcome back. So we are all set with installation part, right? Now let's get started with writing our first Python program. But let's see whatever we have installed. Just open your search bar and you can type Python, Python. You have ideally app and you have this terminal. Just open everything. Just click on the ideally app. You can see ideally opened here, where you have, this is basically called as where you have this shell. This is you write line by line, that is interpreter mode, and you also have one more icon once you install. Once you have this, generally this is called as your interpreter mode. So once you install Python ideally, you have this icon coming here, which is basically called as ideally window icon, and again you type Python. You also get this terminal. Just click on that. You get this Python terminal, which is basically called as Python command line window. And if you wanted to maximize the font, just click on edit or mark. Let me just go for properties. You can maximize the font size. Okay, unable to modify the shortcut. Okay, right, it's modified. You see, your font is also modified, and these three arrows indicate where you can start writing up your code. So this you have two icons open. One is Python ideally and Python Windows terminal, Python command line terminal, where it is, that is white in color, this is black in color. You can start writing anywhere. So our first target is, let's start writing something, whether you write it in the interpreter mode or you go click on file and new file, you save it here. So what I told you, why the main reason for using ideally is we can even check up our .txt file as Python file. So let's write our first Python program in our notepad file and save it as .py file and execute. Let's compare both of them. Let's go for that. So go to your default location where you wanted to create. Suppose if I want to create on desktop, I click on command prompt here. You go to desktop location directly. That's a shortcut. And even you can maximize the properties here. You can just increase the font size. You see, you get your desktop location, and generally people go to desktop and right click and you create text file. I do in a different way. What do? I use a shortcut command called as notepad. I use shortcut notepad so I can create any file, because ls is a shortcut. You go for Linux operating systems and you have notepad here, because notepad is a default file. If you don't have MS Office, you can only rely on the notepad, because .txt file is same in Mac or Linux or Unix based systems. So I want to create first .py, because .py is for Python file. So I create my Python file as .py. Or why should I create .py only? Why can't I create a text file? Go for it, no issues. See, it will tell you that it cannot find the first .txt file. Fine. Do you want to create a new file? Yes, absolutely. Yes, create. Okay, so we are creating a .txt file. How can you run Python? Simple. Just go to file, save as. You want to name it as .py. There you go. You have saved this as .py file, and again try for the same thing. Notepad first.py. It is automatically showing. There you go. You write your Python program in the .txt file. So what we'll do? Let's give the invitation where I want to greet you people who are watching the course, because hashtag is for giving comments. We'll be learning about everything. I wanted to greet. So if I want to see the output, I give print of welcome. Okay, you save it, just give Control S and close this file. And how do you run the file? You just type Python, because you are in desktop location and your file is also in desktop location, Python, and this is one way. It's not the complete way. And what is your file name? Python first.py. Even you can search by giving use the starting letters and press tab. You get the file name. There you go. Hit enter. You see, you got your result, Python file name. So why shouldn't give Python? Because your system will understand. When you type Python, it is able to understand, because we have already clicked the checkbox. From environment variables, it is able to fetch the Python, and there you go, it is able to run Python file. And this notepad .txt, .py, .c, .html, .java, any kind of file you can create with the help of shortcut. Mark my words, only less people know this shortcut. Just keep it yourself. Knowledge is transferable. I am transferring it to you. You transfer it to your friends. That's it. So, .txt file you can create with the help of notepad or any file, .py or .html, and let's do the same thing. Open your ideally and you click on file, you click on open. What is your file name? It will go to default location and click on desktop. What is your file name actually? First, right? So, click on this, open. There you go. You have some colors here. You can write it, you can run from here. You click on run, you run your file, you get your output. You have some colors over there because strings are in green color, comments or errors you get red color. Print is a built-in function, violet color. We are going to learn about each one of them. You need not worry about it. But we have written our simple program. But I don't want to stop with that, because my point is we can relate the same thing when you just understand how can I create a simple program to add two numbers. When you go with C, you need to declare the numbers as integers or float value. If you want to take input from user, just give input and store it in the format of decimals, whether it is float or integer, percentile D, percentile F, take up the address. That's the reason you have printf, scanf. You see, to add two numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 9 to 10, including spaces and curly braces, at least greater than 10 lines of code, but the logic is anyways plus. You need not remember the code. My point is simple, to convey the difference of how do you write the script in Python, because obviously the steps of execution for Python will go with you write up your source code, whether you create as a text file, but the extension should be .py. .py stands for .python. It converts it into bytecode format, where the interpreter will have the step of executing step by step to your machine code format. And if you go for Java, that's where compiler will just evaluate the errors at a time and then will go to execution part. That's where C, Java, C++ differs with Python, and execution time depends upon the application. But you see the logic is plus, right? Remember this thing, the logic is plus to add any numbers, but you store the format of integer, scanf is what is the format of type, printf is your result and you want to see the result. You return the value, you get the result. You have multiple ways because everything is storing in the format of functions. Main is a function here. When you come to Java, the number of lines decrease. It is in the format of classes. This should be your file name. You take a plus symbol. The same logic. I don't want you to just worry on this. My point is simple. How would I write the same thing in Python? Okay, let's go for that. So what do? You can just open your editor mode or scripting mode, because if you wanted to add two numbers, first thing is you store the values in any variable, right? Because variable is something like memory location to store, which will be clearly understanding. So first let's try to store the values in a variable. If you write it up here, a is equal to b is equal to 10. This is one way. That means a value is 10, b value is 10. I am not specifying it as integer, where you will understand it in the next steps. Okay. If you wanted to find two numbers addition, what do? A plus b. So there you go, that's it. You get the answer as 10 plus 10 as 20. Or you can also declare like this, a is equal to 10. You need not end with semicolon, that's the beauty of Python. B is equal to 25. And there you go, a plus b, 35. And this is, I told you, right, scripting mode, line by line execution. If you close this, there you go, nothing has been saved over there. That is the thing we people use editor mode when you wanted to save the files. Okay. So let me write my first Python program. Because I use hashtags for comments, we'll understand about single line comment, multi-line comments. I just wanted to write a Python program to add two numbers so that you can save it, whether you can write up your text file or anything. Okay, let's do it in text file format. Why we go for .py? Yes, then what do? Go to the same location. What is the file you want to create? Notepad, my file name should be, let me write first pgm, first program dot py, because you can create text file, convert that thing into .py file which you have already seen. There you go. You got it created. Click on yes. The only reason we don't write in directly notepad is you don't have some indentations, because Python follows some simple techniques where you have some indentation part which will be understanding it step by step. So already the file is created. Let's do it in. Let's open that thing in ideal. So don't confuse, you can use multiple ways. The better way is you can open your IDLE and start writing your program. So you go for, we'll be using interpreter mode step by step. If you wanted to run the application, you go to file, and what is our file name? First pgm, right? When you click on, because the default it will choose the root location where your Python files are saved. This is your root location. If you wanted to go to desktop, and what is the file name which we have created? First pgm. Open that, you get your Python file, because we have some colors you can easily understand, where I would like to create the same thing here. A is equal to B is equal to 10, and I wanted to just print the result of A plus B. No need to worry, we will be discussing about each and every point, what is print and plus, you just run two numbers and you just add it, right? So click on, you have run here, even you can format it, you can edit the options, you can configure the idle, and you see you can have different fonts, you can keys, it's your part to just explore it. And if you want numbers, show line numbers, you have number, each number, okay. You have file here, this is your scripting mode, and because you write the script here, and if you wanted to, don't want to save it, if you wanted to just go step by step, this is basically interpreter mode. 3 arrows, nothing but interpreter mode, where you no need to have print. Even if you write print, you get the same result, okay. Now there you go, you have written the program here, you have the numbers here. How do you execute that? 2 ways. You click on run, function F5, you get the result here 20. This is one way. Remember, once again, click on run module, you get the result here, because you see this is the file name where it is being saved, the kernel is restarted, 10 plus 10 is 20. Or the other way is, go to command prompt, what is your shortcut? Python, what is your file name? Just type any first 2 letters, it will tell you what is your file name, frst pgm.py. There you go, you see, you get your result. Now let me try to show you a very important thing. You got here 10 plus 10 is 20, but how does internal process going on? That's where you wanted to see the bytecode, right? Simple shortcuts. If you wanted to see the version of Python, Python hyphen version will give you the version of Python 3.7.9. We will be learning so many things. But if you want to explore the bytecode of it, you use a shortcut. Python -m is for whatever the message you wanted to give. You use a module called as this. So this module will generally give you the bytecode format, how it is internally storing, because Python is a scripting language where you use interpreter, right? Source code to bytecode format, converting internally the compilation part, because compilation is skipped here. It doesn't mean that your whatever you write in the English language, it should be understandable to machine, right? Zeros and ones. So obviously it will be converted to zeros and ones. That's where the part of interpreter. So what is your file name? Your file name is frst pgm.py. There you go. When you press enter, you get the bytecode result. You see, you get some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. And what is this thing you can see? You gave A, B as your variables, storing the values, what is that constant 10, and print is your function. You have these 5 columns because 2 and 3 are the numbers where you see, because in line 2 and line 3, you see in line 2 and line 3 you have written the code, because line 1 is your comment. You will understand how to write comments also, and it is loading the constants, right? The loading names, whatever your print, because basically loading constants and that load name will specify how does that bytecode instruction is being taken. So storing name is A and B, print is a function, load name, a and b, you gave print of a plus b, it is calling the function, returning the result because returning the value. You can see the first column is basically which is generally giving you the number of lines in your source code. The second column is basically representing the offset position of bit code and how it is being differing, and the third column is basically showing the name of the bytecode instruction. That's where the assembly language is being transformed to machine code, and that's where you use this Python as a high level language. And the fourth argument will be the instructions argument of 0, 1, 2's format, which is specified by the constants, and the fifth is basically how you are able to see the result or the code you write, because the constant is none in the sense the result is being stored a plus b, you get the result which is 20. So remember this, if you wanted to execute the bytecode format, this is the module to get and give the file name. If you directly write the file name Python and you write the file name, you get the direct result. If you wanted to see the bitcode format, you give Python -m. This is how you debug, because debugging is the only way to learn programming. So that's how you have kickstarted your journey by writing a simple Python program, where we'll understand step by step what about the comments and data types in the next series of videos. Just make it simple. You can write up your code in script mode or take up your text file as .py file. That's where you start writing your Python program with the notepad itself. That is the beauty of Python ideally. So we got a clear view of why do we prefer Python ideally among other IDE softwares, along with understanding the importance of environment variables, thereby kickstarting our journey by creating our first Python program. Now we will move on to the next concept of variables, data types in the following videos. Thank you.